Nag-camping kami dito yung Christmas break. Joke time kasi ang tigas ng floor. Diba, tiles lang, tas carton. So, napaka tigas ng floor. Pagising namin, ang sakit talaga ng katawan namin. Hello mga tangay! Welcome back to our channel. I'm Janice.
Hello po, I'm Albert.
And Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year po.
Oo, pasensya na po dun sa mga talagang medyo matagal-tagal na naghintay na magkaroon kami ng video. I know that some of you have been waiting. And it's been 2 weeks since we last uploaded our video. But that's because our team went on a holiday. So kami, nag-holiday din kami. But of course, meron na kaming week 35. Medyo mahaba-haba lang po siya ng konti kasi medyo maraming updates. But I hope ma-appreciate nyo yung aming progress this week. Without further ado, here's week 35. Morning mga tangay! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year po! Na-miss po namin kayo. January 4th. It's January 4th, 2021. Today, can you believe it? Tapos na yung isang taon, yung 2020. Parang kahapon lang nung winelcome natin yung 2020. Ayan. So, it's the first day of the work week. We are on our way to the project site. Medyo na-late lang kami. It's already 10 a.m. Kasi my husband tried to trade today, no? Kaso, since it's the first day back, naglag yung call financial and all that. So, we had to wait and all, pero eventually, hindi rin nagawa. But anyway, we're on our way to the project site. We just bought some merienda and then we'll follow up and we'll check what the team is doing right now. Our target for this week is to finish all the tiles kasi dun sa bedrooms, sa banyo, and hopefully yung sa hagdan. Wala pa rin kaming tiles for the common area. Maghahanap rin kami mamaya or tomorrow. Then we'll see. Kasi ang dami naming ginagawa ngayon. Takbuhan ngayon. Marami kaming i-register. May, by God's grace, may i-open kaming dalawang negosyo. At the moment, focus muna tayo sa bahay at Lord willing, matapos na namin siya by this month. So, yan. Kita-kits na lang sa balay. Okay. Dito na po tayo. Yung dog na yan, hindi yan amin sa kapitbahayan, pero nasanay na kasi siya dyan. Tingnan natin. Okay, halos nakapag first coat na. Good morning, kuya! Good morning! Yan, nakapag first coat na dito. Tingnan natin iba ha. Wait. Happy New Year, June! Happy New Year! Happy New Year, Brother Dance! Kamusta? Sana siya? Brother Mar! Happy New Year! Magalatag na kayo? Adoy! Hindi kami makaka-video. Sige. Hi, kuya! Good morning! So, bumalik si Kuya Jobert. Tatapusin niya raw itong banyo. Ayun naman. Nakabit na ni Abet. Hello! Opo, ayan. Tinabit namin. Nung nag-camping kami rito, hindi nyo po na itatanong. Nag-camping kami dito yung Christmas break. Ito nga yung tent namin. So, tent, tas meron lang kami. Ba't kami nag-camping? Ba't kami nag-tent? Kasi malamok. Wala pa kaming mga bintana. Sige. Insert ko na lang yung clip dito. Hello mga tangay. Good evening. It's still December 30, Wednesday. And we're here at Balay, of course. We're here in the master bath. Sorry po, medyo gula-gulanit na kami kasi nagkabit kami kanina. Ako yung assistant, ako yung helper ni Abet. But at the moment, so nakabit niya na yung, hindi ko siya mapakita kasi medyo indecent pa siya ngayon. Pero nakabit na namin. Pipinturahan na lang namin, gagawin namin yung dark. Yung salamin and all, yung cabinet, ano na lang, pag may ilaw na. Pero ito muna yung ginawa namin, since wala pang bintana, yung kwarto, maraming lamok na umaakyat. So, tent muna. Malamig naman, as in, medyo malamig ngayon. How much more later, diba? So, after namin i-set up to, mag-dinner lang kami. Sa unahan, merong Vietville. Hello!
Hey.
Hello
Yan,
po.
gula-gula na.
So, merong Vietvel. Magdi-dinner lang kami ng Cholong and then balik kami dito because we have to do our goal setting for 2021. We have to plan ahead what are our targets for 2021 for our businesses and for our life as we live as the Lord leads, no? So, medyo mahaba-habang devotion mamayang gabi and then goal setting and then tulog na kami. Joke time kasi ang tigas ng floor. Diba, tiles lang, tas carton. So, napaka tigas ng floor. Pagising namin, ang sakit talaga ng katawan namin. Hopefully matapos na tayo this month, no? Yung tiles na lang yung pinoproblema namin, yung tiles para sa common areas. Pag wala talaga kaming mahanap, baka mag 60 by 60 na lang kami. We'll see. We don't know. Kasi yung in-order namin sa City Hardware nung early December, na ang sabi nila darating ng January, first week of January, December 29 lang pala nila ni-load. Imagine. So, all the while we were thinking, no, na by the time we come back, meron na kaming tiles na magagamit. Apparently, wala pala. So, hanap kami ulit. Tangay. We just came from City Hardware. We followed up on the tiles that we ordered a month ago. Wala pa rin pala. And then, wala na talaga kaming choice para dun sana sa tiles for the common areas, no? Wala rin. Meron sana kaming pinili. Yung medyo dark na yung color. Hindi na siya match. Pero match siya sa stairs. Wala na kami magagawa. Wala talagang stock. Sorry, puro mukha ko yung nakikita nyo. Pero walang stock. Kasi kanina doon, gusto ko sana mag-video pero wala ring stock. Yun lang din ang sasabihin nila. Now, nagbigay na kami ng lead time ng 2 months. We just have to make do with whatever's there. Otherwise, hindi kami matatapos. So, yun. Yan ang challenge kapag nasa isla ka, no? Nagtataka nga ako, bakit hindi sila bumili ng... hindi sila, kumbaga, diba, sa tindahan, bago pa maubos yung stock mo, diba, nagre-refill ka na? Hindi ko... sa hardware pala, hindi ganun. Kasi lang, pabalik-balik na kami, wala Paano yun? So this is the last room where we will install tiles. The rest will be common areas and the living area, kitchen, and dining. Last na ito. Ito ang traveling saints room. Andito ako kumukuha mula sa bintana. Kasi halos wala tong dingding tong kwartong to. Yan. Halos wala tong dingding. Pakita ko sa inyo. Wait. Okay. So, yan. Andun ako kanina. Morning mga tangay. It's Thursday. Thank God it's Thursday. And we're back here at Palawan. And I'm just gonna go around to show you what's happening here on the second floor. Hello. Hello closer. Hi, Brother Mario. Almost there, almost there. Hi, Kuya. Just an update mga tangay, Brother Mario is almost done installing the tiles in the traveling Saints room. But because we have to wait until the tiles dry, we are downstairs. We're here on the ground floor to to do a dry layout of the tiles here in the kitchen. So just to give you an idea, we've been waiting for tiles for the tiles for the kitchen for almost 2 months now. And since we can't wait any longer, we just had to order what's available and then place an order for the remaining tiles and just see. Hopefully the tiles will arrive by the last week of January before we move in. But since we cannot wait until all the tiles have arrived, we've decided to install the tiles in the kitchen so we can install the kitchen cabinets and move in by end of January, and then do the rest when the tiles have arrived. Okay. Somewhere in BM and we are working on a food kiosk. We are renovating the food kiosk because we will be using it for our small business. Lord willing, in 2 weeks. Medyo nagtitipid kasi kami, malaking gastos kung papatrabaho namin. Binili namin siya na second hand, and Lord willing matapos namin siya, kami na lang yung gagawa para hindi na kami nakikigamit na lang kami ng workshop nila So, Abet is here, Kuya, and me. Nagsasand lang ako. So, nag-pull out kami ng tao sa site para matapos to. So, medyo matatagalan yung mga pinto, no? Kasi si Kuya Elmo yung gumagawa ng pintuan namin, eh. Pero, we'll see. Para at least kausad. Yan. Siningit ko lang to kasi bawas din sa oras namin sa site ito ngayon. Yan. So, nagpapakinis lang kami. This week. Thank you very much for spending time with us. But of course, before we say goodbye, we would like to say hello to Reynaldo Raimundo, and he's watching from Ibiza, Spain. I think this is the first time na meron tayong nanonood from Ibiza, Spain. Sana dumami po kayo. Thank you very much for making sure to watch our videos. Also, we'd like to say hello to Danilo Betlagan. Sabi niya, shout out naman. He's watching from Japan. And speaking of Japan, dahil nga po medyo natagalan kami hindi nakapag-upload, meron nang nag-check sa amin. Sabi niya, ate, parang 2 weeks na kayong walang upload. Sana okay kayo. Thank you, Hannah. We are okay. Praise God, we're okay. Medyo nagpahinga lang talaga kami. Ayan. Si Mickey and Lizzie nagkamusta rin sa atin. Pero, bago talaga tayo mag-goodbye, may sasagutin lang tayo isang tanong. Tanong galing kay Aga Lacarde. At ang sabi niya, magkano raw po ang ginastos natin sa pagpapaguhit, sa architect, and then sa iba pang allied professionals. Kasi syempre, bago po tayo magpagawa ng bahay, kailangan natin ng design, kailangan natin ng mga papeles para makakuha tayo ng building permit. So, ano daw po? Depende po yan sa, sa case nyo, kung ano yung magiging reference nyo. I highly suggest kumuha na po kayo ng mga engineer or architect na gumagawa ng full package na design. Kasi sa kanila po, kapag nagpa-design ka, meron silang proposal or yung contract na gagawin, nakalagay doon yung scope of work na gagawin nila. Like yung sa schematic design, yung sa design phase. Tapos, ang gagawin natin doon, i-review na lang natin, tignan natin kung saan tayo pwedeng, halimbawa, may kakilala kayong electrical engineer, pwede natin tanggalin yun, magpa-design kayo ng sarili nyong electrical, kung may kakilala kayo na pwede kayong bigyan ng discount.
or sanitary engineer ganyan or structural engineer. Kasi po, iba-iba po yung scope of work eh. So pwede natin doon isa-isahin, tapos kung meron tayong pwedeng tanggalin, or sabihin natin ay architect, meron mga kilalang electrical engineer, pwede bang tanggalin natin to. So ibabawas na yun sa sa contract. So mas makakatipid po tayo. So evaluate po natin yung proposal ng isang architect or engineer, and then we can decide later on kung saan tayo mas makakatipid.
Usually, ang pinakamaganda dyan, kung may kaklase ka na naging architect na or kaklase ka na nagpa-practice na, it's really best to reach out to a classmate. They may not give you a discount, pero ang maganda dito, nabigyan mo na sila ng business, tapos pwede ka pang makaulit, siguro yung susunod may discount. Usually sa amin, pagkaklase ni Abet, merong discount. Advice na kumuha po tayo ng professionals, yung mga allied professionals na tinatawag, may dahilan kung bakit merong architect, merong engineer, merong electrical engineer, merong sanitary, merong structural. May dahilan po. Kasi may kanya-kanya silang specializations na kinakailangan sa pagtatayo ng isang structure. It's always best to hire a professional because they know what they're doing. At the end of the day, this is your house, and you wouldn't want to live in a place where you will always have doubt na baka mamaya hindi solid, hindi sound yung pagkakagawa ng bahay ko, at hindi maging safe yung pamilya ko. And of course, you want to have value for your money, na yung binayad mo, yun talaga yung makukuha mong service. Now, professionals can do that for you. In our case, medyo mahirap po kasi sa sitwasyon ni Abed kasi ako rin yung nag-a-approve ng drawing. So, siguro sabi niya para hindi ko makaaway yung ibang allied professionals, siya na lang yung gagawa. Mas naiintindihan niya kung ano yung need at ano yung specification ko. I want a very simple house, very simple facade. I don't want any, yung kaarte. Hindi naman kaartehan, but ayoko ng modern. Gusto ko yung pinaka-classic pa rin. At saka hindi masyadong maarte sa labas at sa loob. Kahit cove lights ayoko. Gusto ko as simple as possible. Yun yung gusto ko. Kaya, kung ano yung pinaka-basic, yun yung ginawa namin. Isa pa pong tanong. Sabi kasi nila, nagpapagawa ng plano, pero hindi nila applyan ng building permit. Ano yung effect nun, implication nun?
So, ang implication nun, kung wala siyang building permit, although safe naman siya, kaya lang wala kang habol. Halimbawa, walang building permit, walang pirma yung mga drawings. Kasi pag may building permit, isasabit natin yan sa mga building officials for approval. So kapag na-check nila yun, nabigyan nila ng comments, kumaga meron tayong assurance na safe yung project natin. Sa kagandahan nun, meron tayong habulin later on kasi magka-problema. Halimbawa,
so, ano ibig sabihin ng pirma? Ano yung implication?
Implication nun, yung pirma kasi, kumbaga pa nagpirma yung isang professionals doon sa drawing, like for me, nagpirma ako doon, ako yung nagpirma ng architecture, ng structural drawings. Kumbaga, yung pangalan ko yung nakataya doon or yung lisensya ko. Nakatali ako doon for 15 years. I think 15 years ata yan. Na dapat yung building na yun, yung napirmahan mo na drawing na yun, tatayo mo siya within 15 years na walang mangyayari na yung sa bubuo. Pero depende po yan. Minsan kasi may mga natural disaster or natural causes. Pero may mga investigation pa kasi yan kung bakit bumuo. Pero kapag na-investigahan na may problema doon sa structure, ay pwede kang habulin nung may-ari or any body na pwede kang kasuhan. Kasi ang kagandahan ko pag may building permit, meron tayong pinanghawakan na ito yung dokumento na itong building ko ay dinisign talaga ng engineer or architect, natatayo siya. Kumbaga safe siyang tirahan, wala kang pangamba. O pwede kayo matulog ng mahimbing sa gabi na wala kang iniisip.
Bukod pa doon, kasi dadaan yung mga papeles na ito sa Office of the Building Official.
Masi-check nila yan.
At i-check din to kung anong specific, kung anong specialization, let's say, doon sa structural, dadaan din siya doon sa mga opisyalis sa ating Office of the Building Official. That's a third party para ma-sure natin na tama at safe talaga yung ating building or bahay na pinapatayo. So I think napakaraming benefits ng pagkakaroon ng pagpapadesign sa mga professionals and even sa pagkuha ng mayor's building permit. Kasi kapag wala ka pong building permit at nahuli ka, mapapine ka rin, mapapastop din yung trabaho. Bukod pa dito, hirap kasi lagi kang magtitingin kasi baka isumbong ka ng kapitbahay mo, na isumbong ka sa Office of the Building Official or sa City Hall na wala kang permit. So, hindi ka makakatrabaho ng malaya. So, sana po kumuha tayong lahat ng building permit, kumuha tayo ng mga professionals na maggawa ng ating mga design, etc. etc. And that's it for us this week. Thank you very much for spending time with us. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye!